Hello again, all you wonderfully odd individuals. We're going to be trying out our third and final demon today, the Puppeteer. I saved these guys for last because I found them to be the most interesting when I looked at all three. I'm really hoping they're as interesting as they look. Let's go torment the living. Alright, Puppeteer, well I can't really tell if you look cooler than Evil Ash or about the same, but regardless, Henrietta is definitely third on this list. I'm sorry, Henrietta, that is just the way it works. Now, we are going to try a build that I saw somebody else do because I was tired of doing videos where I didn't know anything. I feel like we did 2 of those videos already, and they felt similar to me, so I wanted to go into this one with a little bit more knowledge. And so we're going to focus on traps here in the beginning, and then we're going to focus on elites and the boss and possession. We're not really going to level up our basic units or anything else for the most part. We do kind of screw it up here right at the beginning though. We leveled up possession first instead of traps, and you really want to level up the traps first, and there's a reasoning behind this. Elites cost a lot. They cost a lot to spawn in the beginning. They cost a lot even at the end, to be honest. They're just expensive units for this particular demon. They might be expensive for all of them, but I've only used them with one other demon, and I didn't pay that much attention. So, anyway, elites cost a lot. But if you level your traps up to level 3, they spawn 2 elites, which is extremely helpful, because 2 elites is more than you can spawn with your entire energy bar in the beginning. And they only cost 25 energy to set a trap versus a god-awful amount to actually summon one. So, leveling up traps, really important. Not the worst thing in the world that we kind of screwed it up right off the bat and leveled our possession instead. It's just the first point, we can kind of make up for it. But anyway, I thought I'd give you a rundown of why it's important to get those traps to level 3 on this with this particular build. Because if you try to go for your elites first, it's just not going to work out. You're not going to be able to do enough. And I realized that, unfortunately, I didn't know that going in. So we realized that fairly early on. But we do have our traps to level 2. Hopefully we'll have them to level 3 soon. Now, we do get a notification that somebody is setting off a trap somewhere. However, they're on the other side of the map, and it takes us quite a while to get there. But we do start beelining for them, alright? I do think it's better to find individuals early on in the game, so you kind of want to like set traps, gather energy, and work your way around the map looking for people, because the earlier you find them, the better. And this is a little bit later in the game than I probably should have waited till, but that's alright. We're going to start setting some traps around the house. Now, I probably should have just stuck to my traps here. However, like I said, I did not realize that they were going to cost so much. That cost almost my entire energy bar. And then I decided to possess it because I didn't realize that. And honestly, that was just embarrassing. That was an embarrassing performance right there. We died right off the bat. And I'm still kind of in shock here, trying to set a trap, not realizing just how much energy I lost. Now, I really should have just set that trap originally, and I would have had more to work with than what I had because I summoned that unit. So honestly, that was a really, really, really good example of why you don't want to try to summon elites normally. But we do have level 3 traps. That was our very first one, so that trap will spawn 2 elites. We're getting there, people. We're making it. And people are setting off traps. The problem is they just don't seem to be doing a lot. Again, this team seems to be more experienced than the first. I don't really know if they're more experienced than the second, but they are definitely more experienced than the first, which means they're probably a little bit more experienced than me. Anyway, we're going to run off. We're going to start collecting more energy because, yeah, we just used everything we had. And there's not a whole lot around that area, so we kind of had to leave. We stuck around for a little bit to see if we couldn't find something, but yeah, we just ended up in the end had to leave. Now, this is another mistake. I make a lot of mistakes, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm still learning. But there's no one here. There is literally no one anywhere nearby her. I shouldn't have possessed her. It wasn't worth it. I think I would have been better off possessing a unit and trying to beat her down since she was being surrounded by so many. But I didn't. And oh yeah, that's another thing. I really told myself at the beginning here not to forget to use my Q. Now the problem is I didn't forget, I just didn't understand how it worked. I didn't realize it was like an empowered form of possession. And so I was confused as to why I couldn't use it in a lot of situations, and then I just didn't pay enough attention to see when I could use it. But again, we don't use our Q a whole lot this match. I think we might use it once or twice. But now I know how it works, and in the future we will be using it a decent amount more. Now, although we do find our friend here, we're not going to make the same mistake we made the first time. We're going to try to set traps, and we're going to try to get him to walk into those, which takes a little bit, but finally he does. Now, I do feel like, again, I made another mistake here. I think I should have tried to set those other 2 traps in the tunnel first, and then try to lure them into those 2 traps so there would be just a ton of elites beating on them. But I was so excited that he set off a trap, I just immediately possessed the elite and didn't do horrible. We did get our split in, we did get our lightning bolt cast, but overall we didn't really do a whole lot, which is a little bit unfortunate. They do use the cars fairly well in this, but we are going to work our way back. They're getting around pretty quick. They've already got 2 pieces of the map, and we're going to possess our favorite warrior friend. Now, this possession definitely goes better than the last one because we actually have people to swing on, but we don't do a ton. You know, we did, again, more damage than the last one, but we lose our energy so fast here, and we just don't really get a whole lot in. So I would be sweating a little bit more, but I know that this game usually, at least for me, ends up resolving itself in the end game. So I'm trying not to get too disheartened by the fact that they're beating the crap out of every attempt that I throw at them. And we're just going to kind of focus on leveling up and setting more traps and getting closer and closer to that boss unit. Now we do have somebody in the building here, so we're going to try to lock him in with some traps, which hopefully will go well. They should walk into it, right? Now I wish we could have gotten that one set back there, because then they might have backed into that one. But whatever, it didn't work out that way. And we've more or less run out of energy, so we're going to have to leave. We're going to have to go get some more energy, maybe set some more traps and level up a bit more. I have 2 levels. I don't know why I didn't use them, but eventually I figure it out and I spend those. I really do need to pay more attention. There's just a lot going on, and there's a lot I don't know yet, so it's hard to kind of keep track of everything. However, we did land our dodge, which is rare for us, so I'm pretty excited about that. I didn't really want to land it on Annie. I wanted to land it on Warrior Dude, but whatever. Annie's fine. I'm really bad at shooting, so I would rather get the dude that swings things than the girl that shoots things, you know? Because I'm just gonna miss all my shots. I really feel like that's what's gonna happen. Now we want to stop this guy from getting in the car, so instead of summoning our boss, we do decide to just go for the elite one more time. We split, and I think we actually managed to get the lightning bolt off here, and it does do a decent amount of damage. Now, I don't think the cars do damage, but I swear, a couple of times there, it seemed like it was doing balance bar damage. I could be completely wrong about that. I would definitely have to look it up, but that's what seemed to be happening. Not really sure. But they have beaten us back, and we're kind of running with our tail between our legs again. We're just not really doing a whole lot. So we're doing what we do best, and we're setting traps and trying to level up and collect energy. And just kind of ignore them as much as we can, because we don't seem to be winning the, the war of attrition that we're trying to carry out here. It's just not going to happen. Now again, these tend to resolve, at least for me, in the boss phase at the very end of the match. So I'm really hoping that that's how this is going to work out. Just like I say every video, hopefully this boss unit comes through for me. This boss looks like pure chaos, by the way. It's a very spectacular looking affair when this boss comes out, so be prepared for that. Now they are starting the Kandarian dagger. I was off doing I don't even know what, but I wasn't paying attention like usual. So we're gonna rush in here. We're gonna try to do something about that. We're gonna try to keep in mind that we gain energy while we're in this section, and we're gonna set some traps, so hopefully we have a little bit of backup here. But I think it's time for us to check out the boss, so we're gonna summon Elite first, and we're gonna summon the boss. Now I probably should have waited a little while there to get my energy a little bit more up, but it wasn't too bad. I mean, look at this guy. He's teleporting and shit. I mean, it's almost hard for me to keep track of what I'm doing with him, but he has like just amazing range on him. You can hit people from quite a ways away and then be right on top of them. Did I say a ways away, and then you're right on top of them. Now he has a rock throwing attack, which is where he kind of jumps up and throws his hands forward. It never really seemed to do much. He has a paralyzing shock attack, which does like an AoE and freezes everybody for a little bit and does a little bit of damage. And then he has this grab attack. They all seem to have a grab attack of kinds. That was the rock throw attack right there. There's the grab attack. The grab attack is interesting. I definitely think it's a little bit cheap because it seems to be completely unavoidable as long as you're within range. But at the same time, it's hard to land attacks sometimes. It really is. So having one that you can just use is nice. All right, we do go and possess. Did I call her Annie earlier? Okay, this might be Annie. I don't really know. I might be getting all the character names wrong. Just remember that. Anyway, we go for Annie, who's a gun shooter. And you know what? It actually doesn't go quite as bad as I thought it was going to go. I really thought it was going to be a train wreck, you guys. But we actually managed to land a couple shots, which is nice, right? That was a terrible dash, though. We accidentally canceled our dash there. And unfortunately, we're just going to get exercised. We're not going to be able to stop them from doing this. So really, the point of what we're doing right now, or what we were doing since we're about to be exercised, is just trying to wear down their items, their healing items, their defense items, they're just all their stuff. We want to wear it down so at the end, they don't have as much to use against us. And that's really why we keep coming at them instead of like, I don't know, just trying to prepare for some weird endgame battle the whole time, because I don't think that strategy would work. You do need to kind of wear them down a little bit as you're leveling up, as you're preparing. At least that's my impression of it, because if you leave all of their items with them to the end, and they're all grouped up, I really don't think you're going to be able to do much. That's just, I think in the end, this game is probably going to be a little bit more survivor-sided, which seems crazy, right? Because it's very killer-sided at the moment. But as people learn more, I don't think that's going to be the case. We'll see. So far, I'm enjoying being a little bit overpowered. Now, these trees, man, I love these trees. I said that the last video. I'm going to say it again. You set a trap, they set the trap off, and then you can possess the tree and use it again right away, which is really, really nice for getting their fear up. And since we're trying to rely heavily on possessions, even though we seem to be doing very badly at them. Oh, look, we got, what's this guy's name? Henry, and he's got his flaming sword. That's nice. But anyway, we're relying on possessions, even though we're fairly bad at them. So getting that fear level up and getting it up quickly is very important. Now, we are going to go for our boss friend again here, since we have him off cooldown. Why not? And we're going now. Now, this was a mistake. And I was actually very, very, very worried after they beat the shit out of me here. Because I was like, holy crap, I have no chance. Especially after that, right? Like, I have no chance. But as I was going back, as I was editing, I kind of saw my mistake, right? I just spawned the boss in front of all four of them. They were all four within melee distance of me. Like, that was a bad idea. You definitely don't want to do that. They almost immediately stun locked me. I think I got one attack off, and then I was stun locked, and I remained stun locked until I died. Much like these elites keep doing. So very, very big mistake there. Definitely should have put a little bit more distance between me and them before I summoned in the boss. But you live and learn. We are getting a lot of possessions in, though. We are getting a lot of possessions in, which is very pleasing. I feel like I'm managing my energy a lot better now that I have a little bit better understanding of how I need to manage my energy and when I get it and when I don't. This level, though, I don't know if I mentioned this yet, but this level seems really sparse with the energy orbs. I seem to have honestly a really hard time in the beginning in a lot of areas trying to get enough energy. This tree, man, we are getting a crazy amount of value out of this tree. We're gonna possess our favorite warrior friend again and do some. My God, I was going to say do some beating on people, but we waste our entire possession on her iframes, basically. Which is a little upsetting. The iframes are a little upsetting, but I suppose if killers get an attack... Look at that dash, by the way. I suppose if killers get an attack that's basically undodgeable if you're within distance, then I guess survivors can have iframes, right? That seems kind of fair. We do get our possession all the way up, we get our boss man all the way up, and we immediately start preparing at the Dark Ones. Now, they make a huge mistake here. They actually make multiple mistakes here at the end, but I think their biggest one, honest to God, was they gave me so much time to set up. I get pretty much every trap set up. I get multiple elite portals spawned around the Dark Ones. And then, honestly, the biggest mistake after that is that one of them shows up by themselves. That was definitely a miscalculation on their part. In fact, going somewhere by yourself when you can't survive always seems to be a mistake, right? Because it puts your team in this really, really, really awful spot. And that's exactly what happens here. They lose, they're one person, by the time the entire team shows up, they are 1.5 people down. Because they just kind of come one at a time. And you're going to see here, the first one's coming in. We see them on the mini-map, so we kind of rush in and and prepare for him. Now I just kind of sit here and wait for my energy to level up. I try to get my dash in, but we fail miserably. And as soon as she starts the event, I guess we'll call it, my energy starts going up. So we bring in the boss just right away. We notice her teammates aren't there, and we're thinking if we can take her down quick, we can maybe win this. And I know that if I had taken the time to spawn elites, I honestly don't think I would have gotten her. I think we would have lost her just because of the lack of energy and the extra amount of time that we put in. But we do manage to take her out really easily. She didn't even really try to avoid us, honestly. She just stuck on the dark ones. I don't know if she thought her team was closer than they actually were, but they were not. Now, again, here we go. This person shows up by themselves. This is a mistake. Don't show up by yourself when you can't survive. Look at that range, though. That attack doesn't land, but you see how quickly that this boss can close the distance when its units don't get in its freaking way? Look at that. That's ridiculous. I also like that he goes invisible while you're moving. I really like this, what do you call it, this demon. So I think this is honestly the one we're going to level up first. I really enjoyed playing them on this match, and I think I'm going to try spending points on them first. We haven't actually spent any of our points yet. And so she takes a little longer to go down, but she does eventually go down, and we quickly turn our attention to trying to stop her team from reviving their friend. And we do a really good job. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure what happens to all their health here so quickly, but the match was over before I even realized it was over. Like, the red dude was just standing there, and then bam, over. Not bad, right? It came down to the boss once again. I'm not having as easy a time as other people seem to be having, but we are doing good. We're doing good. We're 3 for 3, right? I hope you've enjoyed watching me stumble my way through the 3 available demons. I think Puppeteer is the demon I'll be leveling up first. Leave a like to help this video reach more eye holes, and don't forget to subscribe for more Puppeteer content. Until next time, thanks for watching.